Hey guys, Dave here from Nerdarchy, 4 Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with some of my esteemed colleagues.
I'm Ted.
I'm Nate.
You didn't sound very sure about that. Are you really Nate?
I just spilled water.
Tell us something no one else but Nate would know.
Oh no.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is the new. It's not an Unearthed Arcana. It's behind the screen, I think they're called, from Wizards of the Coast. It just came out 3 days prior to us shooting this video, and basically it's about D20 Modern and running urban fantasy, and they go over some new and interesting things. At least the author does. I wish I knew his name.
I'll find out for you.
Oh crap! This is the wrong video.
It totally is. That's
Totally
okay. I spilled water all over myself, so let's just restart it.
All right,
that's what my flustering was.
Right, we're doing a GM 911. All right,
yeah,
restarting.
And that GM 911 is by Kyle Grafton.
Kyle Grafton, good, nice. All right.
Edit from here.
Yeah. Ugh. There, cut. Hey guys, Dave here from Nerdarchy, 4 Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with some of my Steam crew.
I'm Ted.
I'm Nate.
And today we're going to be doing a GM 911 from Kyle Grafton. And what he asked the question, he's got a campaign, he's just getting ready to start it. He's got a half-elven noble who basically wants approval from his family and kind of wants to make it. And in order to, and he sees this happening by amassing personal power.
So he takes a shortcut.
So he takes a little bit of a shortcut and, takes on a patron of the Warlock nature, Fiendish, and it's a pit fiend. So he wants so what Kyle wants to know is, how can I complicate his life, especially later on in the game?
Now this is great because this is not the DM wanting to complicate a player's life. This
no, it
player.
is the DM. It's the DM.
Oh, it is the DM.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So the DM wants to make this elf's life miserable.
No, he just wants his choice to mean something.
Yeah, he wants to integrate him into the campaign.
All right. Well, when you're dealing with a pit fiend, you have to slowly manipulate the elf into actions that are going to further the pit fiend's cause.
Or the half elf.
Half elf. So it's slowly going to be moving the guy towards his things. It could be
deliver this pizza. It's an evil pizza, but deliver this
pizza. It's a pizza with evil toppings.
Like it could
anchovies.
It could be
they have cursed anchovies.
Like, you've got someone who is using evil machinations behind the scenes in some kind of situation, on the surface, but from general populace view, the guy's a good guy, upright citizen, and there could be people trying to go after him because they've uncovered a clue, and he sent, go protect this guy because people are after him. And there's a
legitimate reason for people to be after this guy.
But that guy's not, the guy who's got people after him isn't going to reveal why he's got people after him.
Of course.
So this guy's in trouble.
I don't know why these townsfolk showed up with pitchforks and torches.
Go
I'm
save
definitely
him.
not monstrous.
Go save him, and they try and produce evidence that this guy is bad, and if confronted, no, all of this is just made up, and this and that, and hopefully that just he saves the guy and moves on.
Are the pit fiends chaotic or lawful? I don't remember.
Pit fiends.
Sorry, I put you guys on the spot answering this question for me.
Yeah. No, I believe the pit fiends are devils, and the Balor.
Yep.
And the Balor is basically their opposite, and that's the demon.
Okay.
So pit fiends are your lawful evil of the.
So that would be really great if the guy actually had to defend him in some way against the town, like lawyer style, like had to, either say good things about him or kind of be like, well, where's your evidence for this kind of thing, like that kind of, uphold society like you're supposed to, not just take it out on this guy because he's different.
Right.
And he's actually really a bad person, but.
And you interweave little things like that, maybe every couple sessions where, the adventure could really be centered around doing these things that on the surface don't necessarily seem bad, but they are. And like you said, like if things, maybe initially it's two evil factions that are set against each other, but one serves this pit fiend and his motivations, so he gets his warlock to help the one side, and it can totally be spun in a way like you said, where you know, on the surface, it doesn't necessarily seem like this is the bad side.
Right.
You know, but behind the scenes, you know, they're actually serving the greater evil, you know, or it could be little things like, hey, we need, obviously the Pit Fiend isn't going to appear through him he's going to work through proxies. So
yeah,
it could, it could be something like, oh, it turns out the mayor is actually evil and he needs you to go retrieve this dagger for him. Yeah, because this has to be taken care of, or any number of things along those lines. But slowly but surely, you can just keep moving him more and more into those darker decisions, and you can eventually get to the point where, like, as you move along, there becomes a point where it becomes clear that you're moving into areas, into shades of gray, and it gets grayer and grayer.
Yeah, and at some point in time, you want to have the choice of, or not even really the choice of, like, all right, you want to manipulate him into a situation, kind of like, do you save your best friend or do you save your girlfriend? Kind of machinations where it's like, all right, you're at a point where you have to choose, and evil is going to come of it regardless of which way you go.
Well, I don't know if you want to 100% go that route. I mean, it's a way to go, but again, too, you also have to remember there's going to be a whole party around this character.
That's true.
It's not a comic book where we got a solo hero.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
So so you have to work things in. I don't, yeah, I guess giving them a couple choices and they're all bad. It isn't totally horrible, but then again, like, there's going to be the party involved as well. So that's going to have to be factored in. He's going. I get it. Like, he wants this ultimate conclusion, right? Where the Warlock is going to have to really decide what he's after. And Nate, you had, like, a great idea for that.
I did. Oh no.
Well, yeah, like the Pit Fiend's like his ultimate.
Oh
thing
yes. Okay, I was thinking about rounding up people. No, this idea of the Pit Fiend eventually wants to come to the Prime Material. He wants to be where everybody else is.
He's got a lunch date. He's got it set up. He's on his planner.
He doesn't
want to miss that
certain
appointment.
Stars are aligned in such a way that I want to be there when it happens. There's a party, and I want to be nice and there and present in the real world rather than where I'm stuck at right now. So he wants to open up eventually a gate
because it's hot as hell there.
Yeah, he needs to cool off. Summertime. He needs to get to summertime instead of hell. So he wants to get to a place. And he wants the Warlock to facilitate him getting there. So he's like, well, open up a gate for me. And I was like, well, there's a difference between calling a guy on the phone and saying, hey, I need some money. And he gives it to you. And another thing was like, hey, I'm here to collect in person. And by the way, I'm a Pit Fiend.
Well, yeah. And so, like, basically you could build the whole a big part of the campaign around, well, what does a Pit Fiend really need to get to the Prime Material plane? And and so what does he need to happen on this side? Well, you could make the Warlock make that stuff happen.
Yeah, maybe he needs, in the beginning, he needs a dagger that maybe doesn't seem so evil, but is going to be used for the ritual.
But later on, when in the ritual, when it's plunged through the heart of a virgin, it's totally means something different.
Yeah, it's just a tool up until then.
Yeah,
it's a specific tool the Pit Fiend wanted, the devil wanted, but so that gate to hell I think would be appropriate. It could actually, like, end all, kind of make a decision. Do you want to cause total chaos and craziness here?
That with, like,
not chaos, but
the getting the specific dagger. Maybe it could actually be a good dagger that
has to be corrupted
by plunging in the heart of someone pure and innocent. Essentially removes that magic,
or gets moved down the way.
Even better would be to actually have them quest for the holy artifact that they need, and then through a different series of events that the players would be involved with, and they may or may not know what they're doing, and or maybe they even think they're doing the right thing. They go through this process of actually corrupting the artifact.
Yeah, it could be simple. Let's say it's some kind of saint's dagger or whatever, and that's why it's some kind of holy relic from someplace, and they don't really know what it is at first, and they're like, oh, this seems magical, that seems good and everything, and then they're combating against somebody else in a specific scenario that the devil has crafted for them, where they're opposed to someone who's of like doing good deeds, and maybe it's like it doesn't have to be a paladin, it could just be simply a wizard that's obviously good unless you're in the scenario with him, and then he's your opposition. And you don't see it as that way because you see him as the guy you need to stop or the guy you need to fight because of the information you have. So if you kill him with this holy relic, well, that's going to mess up the relic because you're doing something in opposition to a good cause or
here's
whatever
how
the
I
scenario
would see it
is.
going down. The patron actually was like, yeah, I need you to go get this thing and put it back to the church where it belongs. Awesome. I can do that. That's not a big deal. Does it. Later on, something happens where the dagger artifact, whatever it is involved again, and the conclusion of that adventure is it gets tainted. It gets, but and then it either gets put away, gets lost, whatever. They never see that thing again until the very end during the summoning, and there it is, and clearly not right. So that so that they know that they played a part in it. But then again, too, like you can't with that, you almost have to give them an opportunity to not have that happen. Not have it corrupted or whatever.
I mean, you want the players' decisions to actually matter.
Yeah, you don't want to completely take the agency away. I mean, you could have something happen later on with it, but and that is you can make it very difficult for them to succeed and have to deal with the consequences of failure. But again, you can't. It can't be like you can't just go, I wrote a story and it has to happen this way.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to take away player agency when you do it. But, but if you could engineer it in a way, and this is the case where you're saying hard choices, right? Save the holy artifact or save your girlfriend or whatever, whatever it's going to be, but make it very difficult to do both.
So the thing I see with all of this is, I know in some of our other videos we've talked about, plan small for big actions. I think with this type of thing, it's going to really tie the player in, but it's also going to be a lot more work on the GM to have all of these set up, to have the plots and the layers of those plots, working in and around.
It doesn't have to be. You could just write a couple sentences. This is what I want to happen at the end. This is something in the middle, and somewhere between now and that, this is going to happen. Like literally, don't plan it. That's the stupidest thing a DM could do is plan.
Plan the story out.
Yeah, because
you have. Let's say you have a few corrupt artifacts. You have a few corrupt artifacts or artifacts that could corrupt it and could be in the ritual. You have a scenario that has to happen in the ritual, and then you have this end all be all. The Pit Fiend wants to do everything during that player's career, and the player career is just a small element. He is like a cog in the grand machination to have this Pit Fiend come to the world. So I'm sure he has extra pieces.
Right,
if the Warlock
for instance, right? Say you don't corrupt the thing, and that doesn't work out. But instead, what happens is the father you return the artifact to, or priest or whatever that you return the artifact to, he's actually the one conducting the ceremony in the end. So you can bring
he's twisted. While the party succeeded at not being corrupted or not doing what the Pit Fiend wanted,
someone else did not.
Someone else did not.
So you could really you can just every so many adventures just incorporate a piece of the Pit Fiend's plan into it, and make that an underlying plot or subplot without doing all this extra work.
And I would say for the first probably 10 levels of the campaign, most people that are going to be interacting that are actually part of the Pit Fiend's plot don't even know. Just simply like the Warlock. The only reason the Warlock knows that he's part of a Pit Fiend plot is because he's got a patron that's a Pit Fiend.
Yeah.
So I would just assume he doesn't have my best interest at heart. So he already knows he's got a problem. But all the people he interacts with doesn't have to be like, oh yes, I'm an upstanding citizen, I'm really evil.
Yeah.
They're not. They're probably just people that can be manipulated by the Pit Fiend, just like the Warlock, who I guess is a good guy. He didn't say any type of alignment.
No. The idea is a good person and who's motivated by amassing power in order to oppress his family.
And then what happens due to that mode? The path he decided to tread to get that.
Yeah, basically, it's just going to offer little carrots along the way.
Yeah, and those carrots don't have to be secretly evil; they just have to be what the Pit Fiend wants to occur.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a main thing. Because if it's like third level and he's like, yes, this mayor is obviously evil, when you insight into deception check and what is he lying? It's like, no, he should be telling the truth the whole way. He doesn't even know he's doing something bad.
Right.
So I think that's really key, because otherwise it's like, is this another Pit Fiend plot?
Literally, like, I like the idea of like early on, like them trying to locate and recover this like holy artifact.
That would be great. Yeah.
And like, you know, maybe, you know, the priest from the church who was prominent in the town where the half elf is the one that contacts us because he's had visions and dreams from his god, right? and you know, and what the half elf knows is like, oh, if I help this is going to bring prestige to me and my family, specifically me, and make me look better, you know. So he'll be motivated to help, and you know, we're trained as kind of players to look for that NPC with the, you know, exclamation mark above their head.
Yeah,
and this is clearly that guy. Holy artifact, bring back the church.
Yes,
you know.
And bringing a holy artifact to a church can never be a bad thing.
No, and I'm sure you'll get paid too, because the church has got money, yo.
Or maybe they'll give you some land out back.
Maybe. Yeah. So that, you know, that's kind of that's what I would go along with. I love the idea of the ultimate goal is, one, I'm going to eat your soul, but I'm going to do it after I come through the portal from hell that you're going to open for me.
The demon wants a big bowl of Solios.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, so, and you know, it's baby steps to the dark side. You know, you don't want to. You're not going to just, unless the character's so inclined, and it doesn't really sound like it. You know, you don't want to be like, do you want to go all the way evil now? I'll give you all the powers. You know, or you just, you know, slowly, you incrementally have them, you know, tread that fine line between good and evil. And you know, keep tempting them to go to the other side. And
he can always think that these are bad acts, but he can still do them.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't want to get into an alignment discussion here. But basically there's the alignment system, and you say, yes, I'm good, and I can do evil acts and think they're terrible. But that's kind of like the part of being good. If you don't question the evil acts anymore, that's kind of when you know you're on the wrong side of it. You know, you're on the other side of the argument now.
Well, maybe, you know, there's the other side of it too, where like you just believe, you know, you do all the wrong things for the right reasons.
Yeah, and like, you think you're justified in them.
Yeah, you like.
I think that's lawful evil.
But well, sort of, yeah, kind of
chaotic good.
Not really.
Like
they see
good.
they might see themselves as lawful good, like Magneto. I lived through a horrible Holocaust, and I don't want it done to my people.
It's never going to happen again.
Yeah, if I got to nuke everyone else first, you know, you got to nuke everyone else first. It's not me; it's them.
Yeah, the Pit Fiend is, you know.
He's evil. No, he's evil.
He's just looking out for himself, man.
He's got a condo in hell. That pretty much is.
Oh yeah, well, demon devils and solars are completely different. They're like set modes. It's like they're forces of nature.
They don't have a choice.
Yeah, lawful evil is not a decision for him. It's his whole being.
It's not yeah.
You can't wake up and say that.
Yeah.
I was going to go into some very controversial areas there, and we're going to leave it alone.
That's all I can say. I knew.
But no, so essentially, baby steps, tempt them. You know, give them hard choices. You know, have the pit fiend's motives in your mind. You know, and it could be whatever it is, whatever you decide it is. We kind of like the portal from hell to here to the prime is kind of a cool way to go.
Yeah,
so he can lead his demon army through the gates.
So, what do you guys think? You know, is there a decent amount of stuff here? If you have any other cool ideas that you want to offer up for this half-elf noble warlock and his road to hell, basically, put them in the comments below. While you're doing that, feel free to click like, share, even subscribe.
You can come hang out with us on the Nerdarchy.com.
You can also patronize us in a good way by joining our Patreon. Even $1 a month will help us out greatly.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.
Hey guys, Dave here from Nerdarchy, 4 Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with some of my esteemed colleagues.
I'm Ted.
I'm Nate.
You didn't sound very sure about that. Are you really, Nate?
I just spilled water.
Tell us something no one else but Nate would know.
Oh no.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is the new. It's not an Unearthed Arcana. It's behind the screen, I think they're called, from Wizards of the Coast. It just came out 3 days prior to us shooting this video, and basically it's about D20 Modern and running urban fantasy, and they go over some new and interesting things. At least the author does. I wish I knew his name.
I'll find out for you.
Oh crap! This is the wrong video.
It totally is. That's
Totally
okay. I spilled water all over myself, so let's just restart it.
All right,
That's what my flustering was.
Right, we're doing a GM 911. All right,
yeah,
restarting.
And that GM 911 is by Kyle Grafton.
Kyle Grafton, good, nice. All right.
Edit from here.
Yeah. Ugh. There, cut. Hey guys, Dave here from Nerdarchy, 4 Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with some of my Steam crew.
I'm Ted.
I'm Nate.
And today we're going to
situation, on the surface, but from general populace view, the guy's a good guy, upright citizen, and there could be people trying to go after him because they've uncovered a clue, and he sent, go protect this guy because people are after him. And
there's a legitimate reason for people to be after this guy.
But that guy's not, the guy who's got people after him isn't going to reveal why he's got people after him.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So this guy's in trouble.
I don't know why these townsfolk showed up with pitchforks and torches.
Go
I'm
save him.
Not monstrous.
Go save him, and they try and produce evidence that this guy is bad, and if confronted, no, all of this is just made up, and this and that. His life miserable.
No, he just wants his choice to mean something.
Yeah, he wants to integrate him into the campaign.
All right. Well, when you're dealing with a pit fiend, you have to slowly manipulate the elf into actions that are going to further the pit fiend's cause.
Or the half elf.
Half elf. So it's slowly going to be moving the guy towards his things. It could be
deliver this pizza. It's an evil pizza, but deliver this
pizza. It's a pizza with evil toppings.
Like it could
anchovies.
It could be
they have cursed anchovies.
You've got someone who is using evil machinations behind the scenes in some kind of situation.
We're doing a GM 911 from Kyle Grafton, and what he asked the question. He's got a campaign. He's just getting ready to start it. He's got a half elven noble who basically wants approval from his family and kind of wants to make it, and in order to, and he sees this happening by amassing personal power.
So he takes a shortcut.
So he takes a little bit of a shortcut, and takes on a patron of the warlock nature, fiendish, and it's a pit fiend. So he wants. So what Kyle wants to know is, how can I complicate his life, especially later on in the game?
Now this is great because this is not the DM wanting to complicate a player's life. It is the DM.
It's the DM.
Oh, it is the DM.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So the DM wants to make this